And I bet you can use that data, not only do you have to have it just so things don't screw up, but you can use that as kind of actuarial data with respect to where is this thing going? Who's using this? What are the, you know, I'm amazed you mentioned the demographics of San Luis Obispo, and I'm aware of that. They have a wonderful NPR affiliate, KCBX.
Right.
Fantastically well-educated, enlightened bunch of people. So I can see that the strength of that demographics more than makes up for what you don't have in density and just sheer irritation of driving and parking. But so is that in fact, and you don't have to give away any proprietary secrets here, but is that in fact where you're the kind of secret sauce of where you're going with respect to moving this thing community by community?
Yeah, we believe there's a couple markets that are virtually untapped in the car sharing industry, and you know, the seniors. We find there's a lot of seniors that again are driving less. They still want to have the ability to drive. Their budgets are somewhat limited in certain cases, and when it comes time to you get a big repair bill, you're going to think twice about you dropping $1,000 into the car when you're only driving it maybe once or twice a week anyway. And this is a great alternative. That's one segment of the market. You know, I got a classic example. We have a physical trainer that joined, and she, single gal in her early 30s, college educated. She works all around San Luis Obispo County, and she got rid of her car entirely. And she joined Fun Ride, and she uses public transportation and rides her bike. But twice a week, she needs to go to North County, Paso Robles, and then to South County down near Santa Maria. So she, by getting rid of her $350 a month car payment, has given us a testimonial that she's saving $500 a month and spending about $150 to $200 a month with us.
It's amazing. The whole thing is the ultimate win-win. I mean, normally you talk about these things and you say, well, that's good for people who really want to do the right thing. It's going to cost them a little bit more, and it's going to inconvenience the heck out of them, but they're doing the right thing, and everybody appreciates this. Here's something that has, as far as I can tell, essentially no downside. It's really a remarkable thing.
You know, that cost. Do you mind if I talk for a moment about the cost? Because, you know, people think that this is an expensive, you know, oh, it's got to be expensive, right? Well, we have a one-time fee, an account setup fee, where we issue your fob, we run your DMV, and we set your account up. It's $25. And then there's a $30 annual membership fee. So you pay the $25 once, and you pay the $30 once a year. So for $55 startup costs, right now we have 5 vehicles, and our goal is to have 10 in San Luis by the end of the year. But right now we have over $100,000 worth of vehicles. So for a nominal fee of $55, you now have access to $100,000 worth of vehicles. You could drive a different car every day. You can drive them an hour or a day, and that is affordable.
Yes.
It's, you know, to give you an example, if you drove the car 2 hours and you went 50 miles, let's say, all right, you pay $12, $6 an hour. You get 5 miles included with $6 an hour, and then it's 40 cents a mile, and that includes the fuel and the insurance. So I'm going to slow this down a little bit. If you drive it 2 hours, the hourly rate is $6 an hour. It'd be $12.
Wow, that's amazing.
You got 10 miles included, 5 miles each hour. So if you drove 50, you'd be billed 40 miles at 40 cents a mile, which is $16. So to drive it for 2 hours and go 50 miles, it's going to run you 16 and 12, right? That's $28, including the fuel and insurance.
The thing's amazing. Now, when I asked about the data, obviously you know what you're doing on this thing, but I would think the data would lead to, well, how many exact vehicles do we need? And this is a capital expenditure. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want them sitting around, nor do you want customers who, or members, I should say, wanting a car and not being able to have some. So the calculus on this thing must be tricky and must be extremely important.
It is. The national average is 40 users per car shared. So we want to grow sustainably because obviously we don't want to go put 10 cars out there for 100 members.
Right.
They're not, the cost of doing that is just, it's going to run us broke. So as I mentioned about going into Morro Bay, our goal is to get 30 members per car with an average of 6 hours per day usage. So only 25% of the time, that leaves another 18 hours per day that the car is available. So we can maintain our business. We are a for-profit business. So that $6 or 6 hours a day is critical to our success. And it's placing the cars in somewhere that they need to get the highest usage, which is usually in transit areas where the buses come in, the hubs.
Fantastic idea.